So, guys, there's been a lot of talk lately about Mayweather. Mayweather's come out and said that he wants to become an all-time great trainer. He says that he's going to become a trainer now. A lot of people are confused with Mayweather because Mayweather, he comes out and says it looks like he's going to be fighting again, and then he'll say he's not fighting. You know, he was teasing the fans. And then he says he's going to come out being trainer. Basically, Mayweather can do what he wants. He's in a position where he's had a great career, where he's done everything. He's achieved everything in the game, and he can do whatever he wants now. Listen, I think Mayweather was a world class fighter. He had the fans absorbed, and he had us hooked all the way throughout majority of his career, because he was really good. He was good in the ring, and he was good outside the ring. I think no one's played the game better than Floyd Mayweather in terms of what he did inside the ring and outside the ring. I think as a complete fighter, from the business side to inside the ring, I think the man's career was better than any fighter in history. Because most fighters had great careers inside the ring, but they probably didn't have the greatest career outside the ring that Mayweather did. Mayweather's, to me, a go at that. Like, where you could say he's a complete fighter. And now if he becomes a trainer and he starts managing fighters, I feel like fighters are being managed by a guy that has played the game the best ever. So when he calls himself the best ever, he probably is the best ever fighter in terms of inside the ring and outside the ring. I don't believe he was the most talented boxer of all time. Was he the greatest in terms of what he achieved? Possibly. But, I feel Mayweather, it depends on how you're looking at it. Was he the most talented guy? No. But was he a guy that, if you wanted someone to go inside a boxing ring and fight for your life and you know that he's going to get the job done with anyone in around his weight, it's Floyd Mayweather, because he was that good. He was that good. If you wanted someone to fight for your life, it would be Floyd Mayweather inside a boxing ring. That's for sure, because he knows how to win. He's proven that throughout his career. And yes, he has had some tough fights. A lot of you point out that, yeah, but who hasn't? Who hasn't had tough fights? The fact is, Floyd Mayweather's won all of his fights. And some of his hardest fights that people thought he could lose, he made them look ordinary. He did it quite comfortably. He beat him quite easy. So, for me, Floyd Mayweather's a phenomenon, one of the greatest fighters ever. And I think he's one of the greatest athletes. He probably never get his credit because he's outspoken and people didn't really like Mayweather. I think, I did make a video about this, that Floyd Mayweather was probably one of the most hated champions. But, you can't deny his talent. You can't deny how great he was. How successful would he be as a trainer? Normally the best fighters don't make the best trainers, because someone like Floyd Mayweather's got so much talent. So when he's trying to put his point of view across to somebody that hasn't got anywhere near the kind of talent, because you're not going to have somebody as good as Floyd Mayweather, very unlikely. How's he going to be able to portray that message without getting frustrated? Because his mindset is so sharp and so on another level to most people when it comes to boxing. How's he going to be able to portray that message across to the fighters without getting frustrated? That'd be the hard thing. And that's a hard thing for any world-class sportsman, to become a manager or to become a coach, because you have to get the message across to your fighter, and your skill level was like up there, and your fighter skill level might not be anywhere near yours. So will they be able to have the same mindset, or will they be able to see what you're seeing? It's difficult, especially, Mayweather's not any old fighter. Like I said, he could go down as one of the greatest ever. So Mayweather can do what he wants, to be honest. I do think that you may see him in fights, some exhibition fights. Will we see him in world-class championship level fights? No, I don't think so, personally. But who knows? Mayweather's a bit funny. He does what he wants. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about Mayweather saying he wants to become one of the greatest trainers. Leave your thoughts. And guys, let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. So guys, I was watching a Manny Pacquiao v Ricky Hatton, the Ricky Hatton fight on Sky Sports. They uploaded it and I watched it on my phone on YouTube. And I saw that fight and I was like, wow, Manny Pacquiao just dismantled Ricky Hatton. And a lot of people said Ricky Hatton was over the hill by then. I don't think he was. I just think Manny Pacquiao was that good. I think Manny Pacquiao was so special. And someone asked me, what do you think about Manny Pacquiao fighting Floyd at that time? It's a tricky one because Floyd was a genius and Ricky Hatton was no Floyd. But the way Manny Pacquiao beat up De La Hoya, Cotto, and all of those guys in around that time, I don't see how Floyd would have beaten that Manny Pacquiao. I might be wrong, right? Because Floyd is a genius, but how do you beat that Pacquiao? He had speed, power, great chin. He had everything. He had literally everything. I would have loved to see that fight around that time. And personally, I'm not sure Floyd was confident that he would beat that Manny Pacquiao. Because if you look at Floyd, he indirectly hinted that Manny was, on something at that point. And he wanted him to take the test, blah, 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 blah. We know that. So was Floyd self-doubting himself at that point that he could even beat Manny? Because he was bringing in PEDs, right? Indirectly hinting to PEDs. So he thought what Manny Pacquiao was doing at that time was exceptional himself. And and I don't think he believed the way Manny Pacquiao was performing at that point that he was confident that he could beat him. Because otherwise, if he was, I reckon he would have taken that fight at that point. But I think he felt that there was something dodgy going on. Now, I don't know. I can't really comment on that. Manny Pacquiao at that point was blitzing guys and battering them. And like I said, I've always given Manny Pacquiao the benefit of the doubt. Never ever thought, I'm a massive Manny Pacquiao fan. I even like Floyd Mayweather, but I've never ever, listened to what people had to say. He's never failed a drugs test, Pacquiao. So, there's no reason for us to think that, he was up to no good. He never ever failed a drugs test. And I would have loved to see that fight at that point because there was many people in around that time that thought Pacquiao would beat Mayweather. I'm talking majority of the people. Manny Pacquiao at that point was pound for pound the best fighter in the world. I just think Floyd Mayweather doubted that he could beat Pacquiao at that point himself. Because like I said, I think the reluctancy was coming from him in the sense that he was bringing up Manny needs to take the test, blah, 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 blah. So when someone's coming up with those excuses, because if he really wanted a fight, he could have said, oh, forget it, I could beat him with him on there, if he was that confident. But he was set. He had self-doubt. Mayweather had self-doubt at that point that he could beat this guy. And the way Mayweather was looking at Pacquiao and looking at his fights and thinking, because I remember Mayweather saying in interviews, how can he just walk through Cotto? How can he walk through Hatton, this small dude? So Mayweather realized that there's something going on here. So Mayweather, I think, probably thought in his head that there's something dodgy going on in his head. And I think he didn't think himself, or he wasn't confident that he could beat that version of Pacquiao, if I'm honest. And I don't know whether... I think Manny Pacquiao would have beaten him at that point. I'm just being perfectly honest. The Manny Pacquiao that beat Ricky Hatton, for me, would have probably beaten Floyd Mayweather. That's my opinion. Now, I know there'll be a lot of you that disagree with me and think that, well, when they fought, I think Manny was past his prime. I do. I think Manny didn't have the same speed. I think Manny was a lot thicker when he fought Floyd Mayweather, like bigger. But I don't think he had the same speed. I don't think he had the same foot movement. I don't think, I think he had power, but his power had diminished a little. He was a lot older and he looked a lot more vulnerable. Still had a great chin. Although he was knocked out to market, still had a great chin. But he wasn't the same man that beat Ricky Hatton. That Manny Pacquiao was a monster. And I personally think he would have beaten Mayweather, that version. But... like I said, we would never know because they never fought. But leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comment section below. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. So Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. Chris Eubank calls out Gennady Golovkin, saying that he feels that he would bash up Gennady Golovkin. Now, you know what? We've heard a lot from Chris Eubank's career. I've not done a lot of videos about Chris Eubank, but Eubank is a guy that, although he's lost majority of the times that he stepped up to the big fights, he still has a lot of self-confidence. Listen, I think Chris Eubank is a good fighter. He's a good fighter. I've always liked him. He's got a good style, good fan-friendly style, but his boxing IQ, ring IQ is not very good. He's easily outboxed. He hasn't got great feet. He follows people around the ring. He's got fast hands, but it's only good if you stand and trade with him. If you box against him, someone like Billy Joe or someone like George Groves, who, you know, I think was a decent boxer, but wasn't a slick, you know, he was a guy that got dragged into wars. Chris Eubank was easily beaten by Groves, in my opinion. And Billy Joe, that was a close fight. I think people give Eubank a lot of stick for that fight, but I think it was a very close fight that could have gone either way. So I don't think he deserves that much stick for that fight because it was quite close, right? Was Billy Joe at his best? Probably not, but you know, I think Chris Eubank has improved a little since then as well. But I do think Chris Eubank could give anyone a tough fight. I do. It's a tricky one because with this Gennady Golovkin situation, I don't believe they really wanted it the first time. I know they said, oh, Kell Brook stole it off him. I don't really think Chris Eubank wanted it at that time. I think they priced themselves out of the fight. They didn't really believe they could beat Golovkin at that point. And I don't really think they wanted it. I think it was just all media stunt, a publicity stunt. And I think they feel, I think now Golovkin's on the slide. So Eubank now probably feels that he could beat Golovkin. Now, do I think he beats Golovkin now? Probably not, if I'm honest. I don't see him beating Gennady Golovkin right now, if I'm honest. Even now, I think Golovkin has more than enough to beat him, because, you know, a lot of people look at a Derevyanchenko fight. Derevyanchenko's a very good fighter. Does Chris Eubank beat Derevyanchenko? That's a hard fight for Eubank. I would put Derevyanchenko as the favorite in that fight. So, and the Matt Korobov fight, Matt Korobov got injured. Would Eubank won that fight? A lot of people didn't think he would beat Matt Korobov. So, I don't know with Chris Eubank. It's a funny one. They're funny characters. You don't know what you're gonna get with them. But I do think that Eubank can fight. I do think he's limited. If you got a good boxer, a very slick boxer, someone like Demetrius Andrade, this is a hard night for Eubank. But Eubank will come to fight. If you stand like Golovkin and have a toe-to-toe with him, because that's what Golovkin does. Golovkin likes to have a fight. You know, I would say Golovkin cuts the ring off a lot better. His punch selection's a lot better. You know, he's got a lot more power. Eubank hasn't got power. That isn't gonna hurt Golovkin. But Golovkin could probably hurt Eubank. You know, but Eubank has got a pretty solid chin as well. So that's a good fight. I've always liked that fight. And I always liked Eubank's chances in that fight. You know, guy's got a granite chin. He's got fast hands. You know, I don't think it's quite as easy as, you know, Eubank's got fast hands, so he'll outpoint these guys. So why didn't he do it with Groves? And Groves isn't as good a fighter as Golovkin. So if you know, having fast hands don't mean anything, right? You've got to have ring IQ, boxing ability, which Eubank obviously lacks. You know, if he can add that to his game, he'll be a formidable force in around these weights. But we're yet to see. I know the James DeGale performance, people say, well, yeah, but James DeGale was really washed up. You know, Caleb Truax beat him. We need to see a stunning performance again from Chris Eubank at the highest level. Is that against Gennady Golovkin? I'm not sure. Golovkin for me would be favorite. But what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Would you give Eubank a chance against Golovkin? Leave your thoughts. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video. Guys, I've seen a lot of people, you know, that Floyd, you know, especially when this news broke through, Floyd was training. A lot of people, you know, a lot boxing YouTubers, and I've seen a lot of things online saying that Floyd Mayweather should come back and fight Errol Spence. Why? Why do you want to see Floyd Mayweather come back? I think people want to see Floyd lose so badly that they would just want to see him come back and fight Errol Spence and get. Honestly, if Floyd was on his A game, right, I think he could beat Errol Spence. Whether he could do it now, I don't think he could beat Errol now, just because of the fact that I think Mayweather, for me, is past it, you know. And Spence is a big welterweight, and Spence is on top right now. So I don't see Mayweather beating Spence right now. I don't think Mayweather beats Pacquiao right now, you know. I just think Mayweather now has been inactive too long, and those guys are too young, too fresh. So I don't think Mayweather could beat Errol Spence right now. But why do people want to see him? Why does Mayweather have to come back and fight Spence? I know we're talking that about Pacquiao, but Pacquiao's active and still doing well. You know, if Pacquiao was retired, I wouldn't be saying Pacquiao should come back and fight Errol Spence. Why? You know, the fact is that Mayweather did what he had to do in his time. I don't think a fight between him and Spence right now. The reason why I would see like Pacquiao Spence, because Pacquiao's active. Pacquiao just beat Thurman. You know, it makes sense. Pacquiao's still showing that he's at the top in the welterweight division. Mayweather's not fought since against a proper boxer since 2015. So why do we want to see him against Spence? Of course, we'd want to see it, or people would want to see it if Mayweather was to come back. But why should Mayweather come back and fight Crawford or Spence or someone like that? Why? It's stupid, because Mayweather's way past it, and he's inactive as well. He can't come back and fight those guys. It doesn't make any sense. So for me, there's no pressure on Mayweather to come back and fight anyone. If he wants to come back and fight Spence because he wants to do it, fair enough. But there's no pressure on him. He doesn't need to fight Spence for nothing or fight Crawford for anything. He's done what he's had to do. If he wants to go and fight MMA fighters and make hundreds of millions, that's his prerogative. He can do what he wants. He's earned the right to do that, because he's had a tremendous career where he beat numerous world champions, right? Never lost, right? And he gave us his career for 20 years? He doesn't have to fight the next young generation coming through. Now, Pacquiao is active and still doing his thing. That's up to Pacquiao, right? That's up to Pacquiao. You know, Pacquiao's a legend. He could retire, and there'll be no pressure on him to fight Spence and Crawford either. But Pacquiao's still doing his thing. He's still relevant in the welterweight division. He's still one of the best in the welterweight division. You know, so for me, Mayweather doesn't have to come back and fight Spence. I think Mayweather, if he wants to fight, he can fight whoever he wants. But there's no pressure on him coming back and fighting Spence. People saying he should come back and fight Errol Spence, and no, he shouldn't. I don't think he should. I think Mayweather should probably stay retired, if I'm honest with you. That's probably, from a career point of view, that's probably the best decision. From a business point of view, yeah, there's big fights out there, but is Mayweather Spence a big fight? Not really. Not really. If Mayweather's going to come back, why is he going to fight Spence? He's going to fight the guy that makes him the most money. And that's probably Pacquiao. That's probably McGregor. That's probably Khabib. That's probably guys like that, not Spence. Mayweather's not going to come back at the age of 42, 43 and fight a guy that's not going to make him the most money. Errol Spence doesn't make Mayweather the money that Pacquiao makes him, or Khabib or McGregor. So why is he going to fight Spence? Doesn't make any sense. But that's my take on it. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think. Why should Mayweather come back and fight the top guys? Not in my opinion. Leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, with this Mayweather Pacquiao situation, it's caused a bit of a stir. Me saying that in prime Manny beats I think in prime Manny would have had a great chance of beating Floyd Mayweather. A lot of you have said, well, Floyd Mayweather's older than Pacquiao. Guys, let me clear this up. Manny had been knocked out by Marquez, right, before he fought Floyd Mayweather. Manny's had diminished in 2015 in comparison to what he was in 2009. I said that version of Manny Pacquiao, I don't see how anyone would have beat him. I don't see how anyone would have beat him. The way he was looking, speed, power, movement, he looked like a monster at that point. Look at what he did to Hatton. Look at what he did to De La Hoya. I know a lot of you are going to say, well, those guys are washed up, but look at the way he beat those guys. And then look what he did to Cotto. Remember, Pacquiao beat Cotto before Mayweather, right? Look at what he did to Joshua Clottey. Look at what he did to Antonio Margarito. You know, he literally battered. Look what he did to Shane Mosley. He literally battered these guys, black and blue. You know, these were world-class fighters. And he absolutely obliterated them. And didn't Pacquiao fight Mosley before? I can't remember. But I know he fought Mosley in around that time. And he obliterated them. I know he fought Cotto before Mayweather. He obliterated Cotto. And I'm pretty sure he stopped Cotto. He walked through Cotto. You know? Yes, Mayweather was older, but Manny had been in a lot more wars. Manny had been knocked out then. Manny wasn't the same guy that he was in 2009, in 2015. He was still good. And listen, he was still good. Manny was still good. But I don't think he was at the level that he was in 2009. Because that version of Manny Pacquiao, I didn't see how anyone could beat him. I just couldn't. Mayweather relied on his defense and was a very tricky fighter. So Mayweather had diminished less. He had taken less punishment. So yes, you could say, well, that's Mayweather's brilliance, absolutely. But I do think I would want to see that fight in 2010 because Mayweather was just as good, right? He was still brilliant, right? But Pacquiao had diminished so much. Why do people say that the fight was way past its sell-by date? Everybody says that. Oh, we wanted to see the fight 5 years ago. We wanted to see the fight 5 years ago because Mayweather was still... Mayweather have probably diminished a little bit or probably... I actually think he got better. Look at what he did to Canelo, you know, in around that time. But Pacquiao had diminished a lot. So really, the reason why that fight was past its best and why people wanted to see 5 years ago, not because of Mayweather, because Mayweather was what he was, is because Pacquiao had diminished so much. So they just didn't think that he could put up a fight. They thought around that time that Pacquiao could have beaten Mayweather. I'm at the same opinion. Now I might be wrong. I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm just giving you my opinion on what I saw Pacquiao at that time, where I just thought he was a monster and I didn't think anyone could beat him around that time. So who knows, if anyone could beat him, it's probably Mayweather, right? Because he was so good himself. But I didn't see how. That's just my opinion. You know, that I'm not taking anything away from Mayweather. I'm just telling you what my opinion is. I think around that time the fight would have been a lot more dangerous for Mayweather to take. And the fact that did Mayweather really want it at that time? Was he waiting for Pacquiao to decline? I don't know. But that's just my opinion. I just think that Pacquiao would have been very difficult for anyone to beat because he was just that good. He was literally that good. He was beating guys up, boshing them. Look what he did to Cotto. Look what he did to Mosley. Okay, if you think Hatton was past his best, De La Hoya, okay, you know, fair enough. But look what he did to the other guys. Cotto, Margarito, Mosley. What did he do? He blitzed them. You know, so you've got to take that into context. Look at how Mayweather beat Cotto. Mayweather struggled against Cotto. You know, he had a bloody nose and all sorts. Manny battered him. And he fought a younger Cotto. Manny did. You know, you have to put these things into context. Manny was a really, really great fight. Like, you know, at that time, could anyone beat him? I don't know. I would have liked to see it then. But leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think. And guys, remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. So guys, there's this nonsense, right? That Mayweather beat Ricky Hatton because Ricky Hatton, the referee did not help Ricky Hatton. The referee did not let Ricky Hatton work. I'm not saying the referee was great on that night, and it probably didn't let Ricky Hatton work, but please stop saying that the referee was the reason. Otherwise, Hatton would have beaten Mayweather. No chance. He would have never beaten Mayweather. Right? Mayweather beat a lot more greater champions than Ricky Hatton. No disrespect to Ricky Hatton. I like Ricky Hatton. Very good fighter. Did great things for British boxing. But he wasn't better than Mayweather. And he wouldn't have beaten Mayweather on his worst night. Mayweather was just that good. Mayweather was that good. You know, I think anyone that's saying that, you're either a Mayweather hater or you lack boxing knowledge. Because there's no way Ricky Hatton would have beaten Floyd Mayweather. It's just no way. You know, Ricky Hatton, Mayweather, let's not forget, Mayweather fought in prime Ricky Hatton, where Ricky Hatton was undefeated. He had full confidence. You know, Ricky Hatton had aggression. He was always a guy that comes on top of you, makes things uncomfortable, makes it a difficult night. But Mayweather wore Ricky Hatton down. You know, Ricky Hatton earlier on in the fight was troubling Mayweather. You know, he was getting onto him, closing him down, and making things difficult. But Mayweather slowly started picking him apart. Started wearing Ricky Hatton down, and Ricky Hatton started getting more tired, and he started taking more cleaner shots. And the writing was on the wall. And even if Joe Cortez had allowed Ricky Hatton to work, I still think the fate would have been exactly the same. Because Mayweather was always, that was Mayweather's pattern of Mayweather's fights. Early on, you probably have a little bit of success. Slowly, Mayweather start working you out, started picking you apart, and then guys like Hatton, he would probably stop him, right? But I just think, that is nonsense, if I'm honest with you, because for me, Mayweather wouldn't, especially when you look at what Mayweather went on to achieve after he beat Hatton. You know, Mayweather was far greater fighter than Hatton was. Hatton was one-dimensional, and someone like Floyd Mayweather that had so many layers to him, there's no way that Ricky Hatton with that kind of style was going to really beat him, if I'm honest. I just didn't see it. Now, at the time, it was being dubbed against the undefeated, but actually, when you look at it in years to come, Mayweather was so much more greater than Ricky Hatton was. And when you look at Ricky Hatton, and then look at what Pacquiao did to him after that as well, is that he was a great fighter, Ricky Hatton, and the Costa Zoo win was a great win for him. But would he have beat Mayweather ever? No, he wouldn't. Even if there was another referee that allowed him, it may have made the fight a little bit more competitive. I don't even think. I just think Mayweather would have won regardless. You know, Mayweather was brilliant. Like, Mayweather beat everybody. In my opinion, was Hatton better than Cotto? Was Hatton better than Oscar De La Hoya? Was Hatton better than Canelo Alvarez? You know, Mayweather beat all these guys. You know what I mean? Comfortably. Was Hatton definitely wasn't better than Pacquiao. So, listen, I just think Mayweather was, for me, a special kind of fighter. And I don't think Hatton would have had a chance. Whoever the referee was, I think the result would have been the same. I think the outcome would have been the same. I think Mayweather would have stopped him exactly the same. Exactly the same. You know, I just feel that he was. I just feel that Hatton had a similar style. That literally you didn't see Hatton fight any other way. He just literally come and he'll rush you. He'll be on top of you. I would say like Sean, probably like a bit like Sean Porter. Probably not as physically as strong as Sean Porter, but like that. He's always on top of you, not giving you any space, making things tough. You know, a Mexican style type of fighter. But I just don't see how. I don't see how that style would have beaten Mayweather, because I actually think Mayweather may have been physically stronger than Hatton. I think he looked bigger to me. So I just don't see how he would have been able to beat Floyd Mayweather. I think, the referee didn't allow him to work, but I think Mayweather was just special. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts, and guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. See you guys in the next video.